Hello. Oh, sorry, we're going again. Hello, good morning. Hello there. My name's Ian, and this is a podcast in relation to my book, Living with Mitochondria Against All Odds. Hello there, how are you doing? If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. And one of the things that I'm going to talk to you about in this section of my podcast is the my career of doing amateur radio. I trained on Loughborough campus radio when I was at college, though I didn't actually get out to do any live broadcasts. So on my own, I did one listening in to the person that had been showing me how to do things, but when it came to driving the desk, he said I was never good enough. Anyway, and then after that, I joined, when I left college, I joined hospital radio in York. We went round getting requests from the patients, and I used to co-present. I never used to drive the desk. I used to co-present, and then I did that I trained on that. Then I did that for a while, and then I went back to hospital radio, and I asked them if I could drive the desk, and then I had some bits where I was trying to train and drive the desk, and that fell apart. It never worked. And then I worked at Leeds, South Leeds Community Radio for a short while. There I ended up driving the desk and went on air, and did that for a while until they ran out of money, and then I never heard anything more from them. So that was that, but then to fulfill these bits over the years, I then did bits of stand-up comedy, and this kind of began. I used to do open mics, and I thought, I fancy doing this. I'll be pretty good at it, and I still bore everyone with my dad jokes, even though I'm not a dad. All my mates call them dad jokes. One of the only problem is in York, if you're not up to the mark to be under an agent, there's not many places to do open mic. The very few open mic places in York are mainly music based, so unless you sing with a guitar, it's very hard to get on in these places. I went to the Comedy Store once in Manchester, and I did this gong show, and I was on for about 2 minutes, and I got gonged off. We did a show for Comic Relief a few years ago, and everyone on the bill was supposed to be novices. I was maybe a bit more than a novice, because I'd done bits and pieces of open mic stuff in York. But now after this event, I knew I was going to be doing some charity events for mitochondria research and things like that. So I got everyone's contact details, and the one person that did these nights, Mickey Burns, he still keeps in touch. We've done bits of charity work and bits of open mics, and now Mick goes to the Edinburgh Festival with us. He's been for the last 2 years, and we're hoping to go next year as well. So that's going great. This is the podcast in relation to my book, Living with Mitochondria Against All Odds. If you all don't know out there, I have mitochondria, and it's kind of in relation to, like, no matter how bad things get, you can still push yourself and do these things. So please, if you haven't read the book, please go out and get the book. If you haven't heard any other podcasts, please have a listen and see everything that we get up to. And when I've been skiing over the years, I've on the last nights of the skiing trips, I've often done off the cuff 5 or 10 minutes stand up for them, or sit down. I call it sit up because I can't stand up. But I'm always making kind of jokes in relation to my impairment. For example, I don't say standing on people's feet. I always say running over people's feet, because I can't stand, and so it's kind of a way of accepting it. And Anyway, thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this, please look into the archives and get the other podcasts that are in relation to the book, or please get the book. And anyone that celebrates Christmas and New Year, very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, which will be happening in a couple of days. I know this time between Christmas and New Year, it's a bit not rubbish, but it's a bit strange, isn't it? People sometimes don't know what to do with themselves if they're off work for a few days, or if you may be back at work between Christmas and New Year. And if you are back at work, it's often quite not much going on because a lot of the other people are off work. But anyway, thank you for listening, and I'll see you very soon. Okay, goodbye.